She stole from my store. I want her arrested, and I want $50,000 for emotional damage. Look at her. She probably hasn't showered in a week." I looked up from my desk. Those words came out of a man's mouth in my courtroom. Providence Municipal Court, where I've sat for decades, where I've heard every excuse, every lie, every sob story. But this was different. My name is Judge Frank Caprio, and what I was about to witness would shake me to my core. The man who just spoke was Gerald Hutchins, 52 years old, tailored Navy suit that probably cost more than most people make in a month, gold Rolex catching the fluorescent lights, hair slicked back with something expensive. He stood there with his arms crossed, chin up, like he owned the building. If you believe justice should be equal for everyone, you'll want to see what happens next. The woman standing across from him looked like she might disappear. Thin, too thin. Her jacket had patches sewn over holes. Her shoes were held together with duct tape. She kept her eyes down. Her hands shook. "Mr. Hutchins," I said slowly, "we haven't even started yet. Please take your seat." He huffed, loud, made sure everyone heard it. Then he sat down, spreading his legs wide, taking up space like he was entitled to it. My bailiff, Officer Torres, stepped forward. "Case 2026 TR 004127, The People versus Sarah Mitchell. Civil complaint filed by Gerald Hutchins, owner of Hutchins Premium Grocery." I nodded. "Ms. Mitchell, please step forward." She moved like a scared animal, each step careful. When she reached the podium, she gripped it with both hands just to stay standing. "Good morning," I said gently. "You understand why you're here today?" "Yes, Your Honor." Her voice was barely a whisper. "Speak up, please. The court reporter needs to hear you." "Yes, Your Honor," she said louder, but it cracked halfway through. I glanced at the file in front of me. Sarah Mitchell, 34 years old, no permanent address, unemployed, 2 children, ages 6 and 8, currently staying at the Riverside Street shelter. The charge, theft of 1 loaf of bread, value $3.49. I looked at Gerald Hutchins. He was checking his phone in my courtroom. "Mr. Hutchins," I said, "please put that away." He glanced up, smirked, took his sweet time sliding the phone into his pocket. "Mr. Hutchins, you're the plaintiff here. You filed this civil suit. Tell me what happened." He stood up fast, confident. "Your Honor, on January 15th, this woman walked into my store, my premium grocery store. We cater to a high-end clientele. She came in looking like, well, like that." He waved his hand toward Sarah. "She made my customers uncomfortable. Then she stole a loaf of my artisan sourdough bread. $3.49. But that's not the point." "Then what is the point?" I asked. "The point is principle. I run a business, a legitimate business. I pay taxes, I follow rules, and people like her think they can just take whatever they want. I caught her on camera. I have witnesses. She needs to be made an example of." A few people in the gallery shifted in their seats, uncomfortable. "Ms. Mitchell," I turned to her, "is this true? Did you take the bread?" She nodded, tears already forming. "Yes, Your Honor, I did. I'm so sorry. I didn't know what else to do." "Why didn't you pay for it?" "I didn't have any money. My kids, they hadn't eaten in 2 days. The shelter ran out of food. I tried to get to the food bank, but it was closed. I was desperate. I just wanted to feed my babies." Her voice broke completely on that last word. She covered her face with her hands. Mr. Hutchins laughed, actually laughed. "Oh, here we go, the sob story. Your Honor, I've heard this a million times. Everyone's got a sad story. That doesn't give them the right to steal from me." I felt my jaw tighten. "Mr. Hutchins, you filed for $50,000 in damages for a $3 loaf of bread. Explain that to me." "Emotional distress, damage to my store's reputation, loss of business. After this incident, I had to hire extra security. That costs money. I had to put up signs. I had to deal with the stress of filing police reports, and now this court case. It's been a nightmare." "A nightmare," I repeated, "because a hungry mother took bread to feed her children." Because a thief stole from me, he shot back, and I don't care what her excuse is. The gallery murmured. I held up my hand for silence. Ms. Mitchell, do you have any evidence or witnesses you'd like to present? She shook her head. No, Your Honor. I'm guilty. I did it. I was hoping for mercy. I can't pay $50,000. I can't even pay $50. If you send me to jail, my kids will go into the system. They'll be split up. Please. I'll do anything. I'll work it off. I'll apologize. Just please don't take my kids from me. She was openly sobbing now, her whole body shaking. Mr. Hutchins rolled his eyes. This is pathetic. That was his first mistake. Excuse me, I said. This is pathetic, Your Honor. She's putting on a show. I want justice. I want my money. Mr. Hutchins, I'm going to ask you to watch your tone in my courtroom. With all due respect, Your Honor, I'm the victim here, not her, me, and I feel like I'm being treated like the bad guy. No one said you're the bad guy. I'm asking you to be respectful. He sat back down, but I could see it in his face. He wasn't done. Your Honor, he said, calmer now, but with an edge, I brought evidence. May I present it? Go ahead. He pulled out his phone again, walked up to my bench. This is security footage from my store, January 15th, 2:37 p.m. I watched the video. It was exactly as described. Sarah Mitchell walking into the store, looking around nervously, picking up the bread, putting it inside her jacket, walking toward the exit. Then Mr. Hutchins himself appeared on screen, grabbing her arm, yelling. You could see her crying, begging. Her jacket opened and the bread fell out. He called the police right there. As you can see, Your Honor, clear theft, black and white. I see it, I said. What else do you have? I have this. He pulled out a piece of paper. This is a statement from 3 of my customers who were in the store that day. They all say the same thing. They felt unsafe. They felt uncomfortable. One of them, Mrs. Patricia Vanderbilt, she's a regular who spends over $500 a week in my store. She said she almost stopped shopping there because of this incident. He was proud of himself, I could tell. Anything else? I asked. Yes, this. He pulled out another paper. I also filed a police report. The officer who responded wrote down everything. Ms. Mitchell admitted to the theft on scene. It's all documented. Ms. Mitchell, is that true? Yes, Your Honor, Sarah whispered. I admitted it. I told them I did it. I'm not lying. I took the bread. Mr. Hutchins smiled. So we're done here, right? She's guilty. I get my money. We're not done, I said firmly. Sit down. He didn't like that. I could see the frustration flash across his face, but he sat. I turned to Sarah. Ms. Mitchell, tell me about your situation. How did you end up homeless? She took a shaky breath. I worked as a nurse's assistant at City General Hospital. For 8 years, I loved my job. But then my husband, he got sick, cancer. We didn't have good insurance. The bills piled up, hundreds of thousands of dollars. We lost our house, lost our car, lost everything. He died 11 months ago. I was so depressed I couldn't work. I lost my job. We ended up on the streets. I've been trying to find work, but no one will hire me without an address, without a phone, without clean clothes. It's impossible. I'm trying so hard, Your Honor. I'm trying every single day. She broke down completely. Her knees buckled. Officer Torres stepped forward to steady her. The courtroom was silent except for her crying. Mr. Hutchins cleared his throat. Your Honor, while that's very sad, it doesn't change the facts. She broke the law. I'm aware of the facts, Mr. Hutchins. Then I don't see what the problem is. Find her guilty, order her to pay. If she can't pay, garnish future wages. Put a lien on any assets she might get. She made a choice. Choices have consequences. They certainly do, I said quietly. Good, then we agree. Mr. Hutchins, let me ask you something. How much is your store worth? He blinked. What? Your store, Hutchins Premium Grocery. How much is it worth? I don't see how that's relevant. Humor me. He shifted. With property, inventory, and brand value, about $3 million. $3 million. And you're suing a homeless woman for $50,000 over $3 worth of bread. It's the principle. The principle, right. I looked down at my notes. Mr. Hutchins, do you donate any food to shelters? No. Do you give discounts to low-income families? No. That's not my business model. Do you throw away expired food? Yes, of course. It's the law. How much would you say you throw away each week? I don't know. Maybe $1,000 worth. $1,000 every week, thrown in the garbage, food that could feed families like Ms. Mitchell's. Your Honor, I follow health codes. I can't give away expired food. I'm not talking about expired food. I'm talking about food that's still good but doesn't meet your premium standards. He crossed his arms. If I start giving things away, people will expect it. It's bad for business. Bad for business, I repeated. That's when things escalated. Your Honor, I don't appreciate the interrogation. I'm the victim here. I came here expecting justice, and instead, I'm being treated like I'm on trial. I pay a lot of taxes in this city. I employ 23 people. I contribute to the local economy. I have friends on the city council. I know people, important people, and I don't think they'd appreciate how I'm being treated right now. The courtroom went still. I set down my pen, slowly. Mr. Hutchins, did you just threaten me? I didn't threaten anyone. I'm just stating facts. I have connections. I have influence, and I expect to be treated with respect. Respect is earned, Mr. Hutchins, and right now, you're not earning any. His face flushed red. Excuse me? You heard me. Your Honor, I want to file a complaint. This is biased. You're clearly taking her side because she's crying and playing the victim. I'm taking no one's side. I'm listening to the facts. The facts are she's a thief. The facts are she's a mother who was desperate. That's not an excuse. His voice echoed through the courtroom. People in the gallery gasped. I leaned forward. Mr. Hutchins, I'm going to give you one warning. Control yourself in my courtroom, or I will hold you in contempt. Do you understand? He was breathing hard, angry. You can't do this. You can't treat me like this. I'm a businessman. I'm successful. I matter. She's nobody. Look at her. She's nothing. She contributes nothing to society. She's a drain on resources, and you're defending her. Mr. Hutchins, no, I'm done being quiet. This is ridiculous. She's homeless because she made bad choices. She married the wrong guy. She didn't plan ahead. She didn't save money. That's not my problem. That's not society's problem. That's her problem. And now she thinks she can steal from hard-working people like me? No, absolutely not. I want justice. I want my money. And if this court won't give it to me, I'll go higher. I'll appeal. I'll make sure everyone knows how unfair this was. He was shouting now, pointing at Sarah. She was cowering at the podium. And another thing, he continued, on a roll now. People like her are the reason this country is falling apart, always looking for handouts, always playing the victim, never taking responsibility. Well, I'm sick of it. I built my business from the ground up. Nobody gave me anything. I worked hard. I earned everything I have, and I'm not going to let some homeless trash ruin it. Homeless trash. Those words hung in the air. For 10 full seconds, no one moved, no one breathed. The gallery erupted, people shouting, some at Mr. Hutchins, some in shock. Officer Torres called for order. I sat there, staring at Gerald Hutchins, this man in his expensive suit, this man who just called another human being trash. My face must have changed because his smirk faded, just a little. Mr. Hutchins, I said. My voice was quiet, controlled. Did you just call Ms. Mitchell trash? He hesitated. I was speaking in general terms. No, you looked at her and called her trash, in my courtroom, in front of witnesses. Your Honor, sit down. He sat. I stood up. I don't do that often, but I did now. Gerald Hutchins, I said. I've been a judge for over 30 years. I've seen murderers, drug dealers, abusers, thieves, liars, and you know what? Some of them showed more humanity than you just did. Your Honor, I'm not finished. My voice was steel. You came into my courtroom demanding $50,000 from a woman who has nothing, a woman who committed a crime, yes, a crime of desperation, a crime born from hunger and fear and love for her children. $3 worth of bread, Gerald, $3, and you want to ruin what's left of her life over it. She stole from me. She did, and that was wrong. But let me tell you what else is wrong. Your attitude, your entitlement, your complete and utter lack of compassion. You stand there in your $1,000 suit with your Rolex watch, talking about principle. But what principle are you really defending? The principle that people should starve if they can't afford food. The principle that a mother should watch her children suffer rather than commit the crime of taking bread. That's not what I... You called her trash, Gerald. Trash. Do you know what that word means? It means something worthless, something to be thrown away. Is that what you think? That Sarah Mitchell is worthless? He didn't answer. Answer me, Gerald. Is that what you think? No, he muttered. I can't hear you. No, Your Honor. Then why did you say it? Silence. I'll tell you why, because you've spent so much time building your little empire that you forgot what it's like to struggle. You forgot what it's like to be afraid, to be hungry, to feel helpless. You look at someone like Sarah Mitchell and you don't see a person. You see a problem, an inconvenience, something beneath you. I walked around my bench, stood directly in front of him. Gerald Hutchins, let me ask you something. Have you ever missed a meal because you had no money? No. Have you ever had to choose between feeding yourself or feeding your children? No. Have you ever slept on the street in winter? No. Then you have no idea what desperation feels like. None. And yet you stand here in judgment of a woman who has experienced all of those things. You want to punish her, destroy her, for $3. It's the principle, he said again, but weaker now. No, Gerald, it's cruelty. Cruelty dressed up as principle, and I won't allow it in my courtroom. The room was dead silent. Every eye on me. Ms. Mitchell, I turned to Sarah. You took something that didn't belong to you. That was wrong. Do you understand that? Yes, Your Honor. And if I let you go without consequence, it sends a message that theft is acceptable when someone is desperate. That's not justice either. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor. But Gerald Hutchins, I turned back to him, you need to understand something too. Justice isn't just about punishment. It's about balance. It's about recognizing humanity. And you have failed spectacularly at that today. What are you saying? He asked nervously. I'm saying I'm about to issue my ruling, and you're not going to like it. I walked back to my bench, sat down, took a breath. In the matter of Gerald Hutchins versus Sarah Mitchell, I find the defendant, Sarah Mitchell, guilty of petty theft. However, I am dismissing the plaintiff's civil claim in its entirety. Mr. Hutchins shot to his feet. What? Sit down, or I'll have you removed. He sat. Ms. Mitchell, your sentence is as follows. You will repay Mr. Hutchins $3.49 for the stolen bread. You will also write him a formal letter of apology, which you will complete within 30 days. Sarah nodded, crying with relief. However, I continued, you will also complete 20 hours of community service at the Riverside Street Shelter, helping to organize food donations and assist other families in need. Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Thank you so much. Don't thank me yet. If you fail to complete these terms, there will be consequences. Do you understand? Yes, Your Honor, I understand. I'll do it, I promise. Good. Now, Mr. Hutchins. He looked up at me with rage in his eyes. Gerald Hutchins, for your behavior in my courtroom today, I am finding you in contempt of court. You threatened the court. You used derogatory language toward the defendant. You showed complete disrespect for these proceedings. You can't. I can and I am. You are fined $5,000, payable to the court within 30 days. His mouth fell open. Additionally, you will complete 100 hours of community service. Not at your store, not somewhere comfortable. You will serve those hours at the Riverside Street Shelter, the same shelter where Ms. Mitchell stays. You will work in the kitchen. You will prepare meals. You will serve food to homeless families. Every Saturday for the next 6 months, 6 hours per Saturday. That's insane. I'm not finished. You will also attend a mandatory empathy training course certified by the court, 8 weeks. Every Wednesday evening, you will learn about poverty, homelessness, and the social factors that contribute to desperation. This is outrageous. And finally, you will make a public apology, not to me, to Sarah Mitchell, right now, in this courtroom. You will look her in the eye and apologize for calling her trash. I will not. Then you will spend the next 30 days in county jail for contempt. Your choice. The color drained from his face. Officer Torres stepped forward, hand on his cuffs. Gerald Hutchins looked around the courtroom, looked at Sarah Mitchell, looked at me. Fine, he spat. Fine. He turned to Sarah. She was staring at him with wide, shocked eyes. I apologize for my words, he said through gritted teeth. Not good enough, Gerald. Say her name. Look at her like she's a human being. He clenched his fists. Sarah Mitchell, I apologize for calling you trash. It was wrong. Mean it, I said. He took a breath, and for just a second, something shifted in his face. Maybe shame, maybe awareness. Sarah, I'm sorry. I was angry. I was wrong. You didn't deserve that. Sarah nodded, too stunned to speak. Good, I said. Officer Torres, please make sure Mr. Hutchins understands his service schedule before he leaves. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Hutchins stood there, deflated, all that arrogance gone. One more thing, Gerald, I said. You mentioned you throw away $1,000 worth of food every week, food that's still perfectly good. From now on, you will donate that food to local shelters, not expired food. The good stuff, the bread, the produce, the things you throw away because they don't look perfect enough for your premium customers every week, and you will provide me with documentation proving you're doing it. For how long? 1 year, and if I hear you've stopped, you'll be back in my courtroom. Understood? He nodded, defeated. Court is adjourned. I banged the gavel. 6 months later, I got a letter. It was from Gerald Hutchins. He wrote about his time at the shelter, how hard it was at first, how angry he was. But then something changed. He met families, heard their stories, served meals to children who reminded him of his own kids from his first marriage, kids he barely saw anymore because he was always working. He wrote that Sarah Mitchell had completed her service hours, that she'd actually volunteered extra time, that she'd gotten a job at a local clinic, that she and her kids were in transitional housing now. He wrote that he'd kept donating food even after his year was up, that it felt good, that it felt right. He wrote that he was sorry, really sorry, not just for what he said in court, but for the person he'd become, someone who measured worth in dollars, someone who'd forgotten that every person has value. I kept that letter. I keep it in my desk drawer. I read it sometimes when I need to remember why I do this job. Because justice isn't just about punishing the guilty. It's about restoring balance. It's about teaching compassion. It's about reminding people that we're all human, all flawed, all struggling in different ways. Sarah Mitchell stole bread because she was desperate. That was wrong. But Gerald Hutchins stole something too. He tried to steal Sarah's dignity, her humanity. And that was worse. In the end, they both learned something. Sarah learned that asking for help is better than stealing. Gerald learned that having money doesn't make you better than anyone else. And me? I learned what I always knew but sometimes forget, that the courtroom is where we face not just our crimes but our character, and sometimes the biggest criminals wear the nicest suits. Justice isn't blind because it can't see. Justice is blind because it shouldn't see wealth or poverty, beauty or ugliness, success or failure. Justice should only see people, just people, trying to survive, trying to do right, and sometimes failing. And when they fail, we help them up, we guide them, we teach them. That's what justice means. That's what it's always meant. And as long as I'm sitting in this chair, that's what it will always be.